it, fellas. Look it.
Stand by.
One for C-Lab, two for Troy Eagle, three for Wolverine to round out the trio. In this episode, everybody dies.
Broadcasting live from inside the Power Band, this is The Blah. In this episode, everybody dies. I'm your host, the Wolverine, along with my super friends, Combos.
Yo.
And Slab 2.
What's up?
Welcome to the show, folks. This week, we are talking about the 1980, probably six classic Crocodile Dundee. And there's plenty of thoughts to go around. Starring Paul Hogan, Linda Kozlowski, Kate Capshaw, and
Armando Sante.
Actually, the only other person that I knew that I totally forgot was in this is Reginald Vell Johnson.
Yeah, man.
Al Powell.
I forgot he was in this too. That'll be a death, my man.
Yes, that is. That's Al Powell from Die Hard, and obviously Family Matters and other things that we've seen him in.
All the cops he's ever played / limo drivers.
Oh, that's right. All the cops.
All the copy limo drivers and the jail guard from Ghostbusters.
Oh, that's right. Oopsie.
I completely forgot he was in this too. It was nice to see him. Love him.
Yeah, it was great to see him. Gus the limo driver. So,
Gus the bus.
Anyway, high level. What do you got, guys? Go for it.
High level. I've always had a soft spot for this movie.
Same.
It's like a charming, silly flick from when I was a kid that was definitely Hey Beastmastered on, and it's been a long time since I saw it, and I live in Australia now, so that kind of was interesting, and it was remarkably like the equivalent of like ASMR. It was like a super chill, like laid back, not a whole lot of stuff happens kind of, but it's a lot of fun movie. I had a nice time. It was kind of like I don't know, just a chill movie. There were no space Hitlers.
Yes, no space Hitlers. That's great.
I mean,
what do you think, Ben?
Seersucker douchebags, but whatever.
Yeah, you might want to go.
Oh,
what do you mean? Like you want me to go?
Well, there's only one other person, my man.
I don't know what you're saying. Sorry.
Now you
I said you asked me if I wanted to go, and I said you might want to go, meaning you.
You, my man,
might want to go.
Uh-oh.
Okay. As I stated in a previous episode a couple weeks ago, I saw this in the theater in a double feature. I loved it then. I've loved it every time I've watched it. It never fails to disappoint. It ages beautifully. It's a great fucking story. What?
It never fails to disappoint again.
Did I do that again?
Again.
Is that a death?
I think it is. I think it's become a death.
I guess so. All right. It never fails to disappoint. It was great then. It's great now. I absolutely love the music. I never realized how much I loved the music until I watched it this time, because there's so many of the tracks in the soundtrack are total earworms that just get in your head. And on top of that, they're so fucking good, man. So I don't know what's not to like. A little action, a little comedy, little love story. Like, it's a great movie. I'm done. Go ahead, Ben.
I guess I liked this when I was younger. I really didn't connect to it at all this time. I just didn't. I didn't find it funny. I didn't find Paul Hogan charming in the slightest. I was just like, what the fuck is going, like, why is she going with him? Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
She wants to make out with him? Like what? Like, what the fuck? Like, oh, now he's going to America? What? Like, yeah, like people just keep finding him like charming when he's just being like obstinate and like, like, I don't know. I didn't find it charming at all. I was just like, oh, I guess it was like, when we were like young, like there was definitely sort of like an Australia obsession in the United States in the 80s, sure. I think. So I don't know. But yeah, I just like, I really didn't connect with it this time.
That's a bummer, dude.
I didn't find it funny. I didn't find it, it's obviously not a particularly believable story. So I can't really take that away from it, but I just didn't find it. It didn't charm me.
Wow.
At all.
That's a good segue into like the point at like, you're bang on, the dude is about as fucking, it's a bro down, like they go up to the bro bar and like bro punch each other and wrestle crocodiles and
right.
Fucking girls won't survive 5 minutes and all that kind of bullshit, like it's very
bro, it's fucking beyond bro
hillbilly shit, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, and he's like, he's it bit his leg off and he crawled out of the bush, and it's like, he had a serious scar, but like it didn't bite his fucking leg off. And it seems like everybody in the bar is like, Mick, he's just a fucking, charlatan, basically.
Yeah, which I kind of like. Yeah.
So,
and I think the reason why some of the charm is like very much nostalgia based is like, I don't know, the like butt pinchy douchebag 80s get the girl trope is so dumb that I kind of find it funny now as opposed to like believable.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, just like the thing where Kev's like, and now she wants to make out with him, like what the fuck, like he's just he's just this complete asshole, but kind of not, but kind of, like Ben said, he's like, I caught a fish that was this big, and like he's a lion sack of shit who probably smells like fucking death, who's traipsing around in the woods, like
he probably smells like dog shit.
He's not fucking Tarzan. He's a fucking croc poacher,
Yeah,
yeah, right. Yeah, you get a good like dose of that in the beginning, dude. Between the barmaid and like the guy at the table, they're just like, yeah, you're just kind of a knacker, dude.
That's our
you know what I mean? Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That story keeps getting better every time you tell it, Wally. Like that kind of thing. So yeah, sure, I can see that, man, for sure. I mean, the thing is, the charm is in the fish out of water parts. And then when he smiles, and like that's it, really, like the rest of the charm is not charming, and like I'm totally like playing to Ben's angle here, right? And like, but then he does do some cool shit,
yeah,
like the soup can takedown is pretty dope, and like the bull, and like there's some good, and then the crocodile, obviously, you know what I mean, but like, so it's weird, it's like. He's a total misogynistic douchebag. Yep. And then he's cool too. Like, I don't know. I can see both sides of it.
Yeah.
I like it.
He does have some charming moments in New York, like when he doesn't pick up on the prostitutes or prostitute stuff and he's just like talking to people and like knocks the pimp out or whatever. Like, I mean, there's it's silly. It's very silly.
It's totally silly. It's about as light as air, man. Like.
But he like punched the chick's boyfriend at the dinner table. It was, I don't know, man. Like
he was being a pill. Like,
I mean,
okay.
And that's the best bit is like Dundee is right that the guy was being an asshole. It doesn't mean you get to fucking sock him in the jaw in the middle of a dining room, dude. Like I don't know.
Not at a restaurant like that, dude.
part of this to me is like. I've said before that like my father-in-law is Crocodile Dundee, and like I haven't watched this in 15 years, and like my father-in-law is Crocodile Dundee. Like yesterday, I was talking to Ethan, my son, who's now going on 7, and I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna watch this movie Crocodile Dundee." He's like, "What is it?" I was like, "It's a movie about how your grandfather met your grandma." And he's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude." And I totally bullshitted him, and he's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Because they call him Buppy because when Ethan was like 2, he couldn't say Grampy, so he would say Buppy, so they call him Buppy. I was like, yeah,
how they all
the original story was called Crocodile Buppy, but they didn't want to make Buppy famous, so they changed it to Crocodile Dundee. And he's like, wow. It's like completely convincing him of it. And like,
oh my god,
literally the dude is the same guy. Like he's kind of like old school, smells like shit, used to be a rodeo clown, traveled all around Australia with motorcycles, like wears fucking clothes like this. Like the dude is legit Crocodile Dundee. And even some of the bad stuff, like even some of the like backwards fucking ideas and shit, like but he's like a nice, charming dude. He means well. He's just kind of, he dropped out of school when he was in like 5th grade or 6th grade or something. So he's,
Wow.
So it's just, so like, it's more believable to me, even though it's not believable, because every Wednesday I have fucking dinner with him, you know what I mean? But
yeah, right.
it's just, I don't know, maybe that's part of it for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. The longer it went on, the more I felt like it was like, Paul Hogan's like,
love letter to himself.
yeah, it's like fan fiction about yourself or something. It's like, Goodwill Hunting to Matt Damon or something, but it's like more even somehow more ridiculous,
Well, you know what?
Like
to that end,
how do you like them apples moment, It's
yeah.
Like the Lucy K bit. Like, what if the guy didn't like apples?
Yeah.
You like apples? Nah, not really.
Nah.
How about peaches? Nah. Yeah. Anyways, that's totally how it came off. It was just like, this is like just like Paul Hogan having like a stroke at his own ego kind of a plot.
I think that's it.
That's how it seems
to be the case.
No, look, I mean, and to that, on that point, folks, if you want to do a little extracurricular reading and listening, check out, there's a great show that I used to listen to all the time. It's a movie podcast called How Did This Get Made? It's pretty popular. I'm sure people have heard of it. But they did an episode on Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles, which was the 3rd and most horrific of the Crocodile Dundee installments. And they actually got one of the writers from the movie on the show. And he had a wonderful amount of insight about the script, the process, and Hogan himself. So I encourage everybody to listen to that because it talks quite a bit about what a D-bag he is.
That's a shame.
And so that, well, yeah, but I mean,
surprise,
like
but...
that's kind of how he painted him as well, is pretty much exactly what Ben just said. Like, this movie's kind of like, his fantasy about himself. And I mean, in a lot of ways, dude, like, that's fine. Like, that's what people do when they write movies and make comics and stuff. Yeah, they're like, it's like Stan Lee. Oh, this is what I was like when I was angry. I was like this big green monster. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I felt like, So
yeah,
in a lot of ways, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, sure, that's cool,
except
but like,
Mallrats.
Yeah, exactly.
I've heard that he's kind of a wanker anyway. So I don't know. I never met the guy, but
it's fine. I understand that happens. It's just usually there's like a couple more layers of remove. A couple layers to Vaseline the lens over a little bit and like
I'm in no way defending it.
This dude's like the Jake Paul of the 80s or something. I love it.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's I think it's bang on.
I saw I didn't know the backstory of Paul Hogan, but being now legit in Australian, I felt like I needed to know a little bit, otherwise I'd be excommunicated. And I didn't know that he was like,
oh boy,
he kind of caught his claim to fame through something like Australia's Got Talent show. Like, what's that stupid ass show that Simon fucking Powell or whatever his name is on?
America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, everybody's got talent. Yeah.
So he was rigging on the Sydney Harbor Bridge. He was painting the Sydney Harbor Bridge, which is an iconic bridge right behind the Opera House. And in this movie, actually, in the opening scene when she's sitting in the hotel. So he was working there and he was talking a bunch of shit about that show, like the talent show. And he snuck on or like got himself onto the show just to kind of, because like I guess the whole shtick of this thing is the judges on the show would just shit talk the people that were performing, and like just all of the performers were the punching bag, and that was kind of the angle of the show. And so he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna go on and like give the judges some shit. And so he pretended to do some talent shit, and he just like went up and just berated them with funny, charming Crocodile Dundee like humor and jokes, and the audience loved it so much that they kept bringing him back on, and then he got his own show. And so it wasn't, I don't think it was like super Dundee. It was more just like super awkward humor.
No.
But that's kind of an interesting way to get through it, you know, to get into the mix. And he was just like a normal construction dude until he got the attention. So
That's right, exactly. And he was on he had like a show eventually called like Hogan's Hour or something like that was like his big Paul Hogan show. That's what it was.
So it kind of makes sense that his film would be very navel gazy and upping himself, because clearly like what the feedback he was getting is he was the shit. So making this crazy persona, it kind of makes sense.
Hey dude, just want to let you know you're the shit.
Man.
You're still the shit.
So I don't know. I also forgot that he was the
shit, and there's a shit.
Yes, exactly. I forgot that he was the shrimp on a Barbie dude as well. Like he was the guy in all the commercials. So yeah, he's the guy that said it.
What?
Coined that.
What was it? What were those commercials for? What?
It was Australian tourism commercials.
Yeah.
Damn, I don't remember that at all.
But that was what launched the American obsession with tourism. I guess it was like Australia was 72nd on the list when they did surveys, and then after Paul Hogan talked about shrimps on Barbies, it was like 7th, and then it was like number 1, number 2 dream location in like the 90s or something. So I mean, hence
and then everybody found out about
Jim Carrey becomes part of the lexicon. You know, it's a cultural thing, like Simpsons Australia episode, all that kind of stuff.
Yes, Bart versus Australia, totally.
That's a great episode. But I feel like this dude, you know, the character is such a fucking jerk that like the person over here that's actually beloved is Steve Irwin, who's like a real
totally. He's like really a national hero, dude.
He's just such a charmingly nice human, and his family, now that he's passed, are just nice people. And I feel like I don't know, they took a leaf out of Paul Hogan's book, but he was actually just like a great dude, you know? So I don't know. He's kind of like the better version. This is like the nega version of it, you know, like the shitty version. I still find it a charming movie, though.
Teenage Negasonic Warhead version.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
I'm willing to put all of the like he's an asshole aside, just because it was just like a chill movie that I had a nice time watching. Kev's in a fucking K-hole over there.
I am in a fucking Hogan hole right now.
You got like my favorite thing is you got this like scrunched internet sleuth face with the Ancient Aliens background. You know, like it makes it look like you're doing your own fucking research, my man.
Dude, I don't understand.
That's an injection.
I'm proud to take it. This is now I'm even more interested in talking about this because Ben's got this the opposite stance, and
it's always good when one of us has the other go.
It's always good, and I think I'm probably gonna hate this by the end.
Yeah, I mean that's usually how it goes,
right?
You're usually convinced.
Inject, sure. I'm already halfway there, man.
It's problematic. It's definitely problematic.
I'm having a duality episode where I'm easily seeing both sides, and it's the beginning of the episode, but by the end, I think this one might drop away, and I may end up hating it. Hey!
The most obviously problematic stuff is all the crotch grabbing. Like, that was obviously, a bit unnecessary.
I thought it was fucking hysterical, dude.
I mean, when he grabs the lady's crotch in the cocktail party, it's pretty funny. But like, I don't know, like it's like it's taking the fish out of water thing now too far. I don't know. It's just silly.
What do you mean?
There's just no need. I guess like there's like lovable lug, which obviously he's part of. There's like capable fucking survivalist, like drinks his pee fucking Bear Grylls bullshit. Like, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like, I don't know what cocaine is, kind of like unbelievable backwards bullshit. And it's just like the backwards bullshit, they kind of take a little bit too far, you know?
That might have been the best bit.
Yeah. Fair enough. The cocaine in the bowl bit, or you mean that angle?
Yeah, the cocaine in the bowl bit.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, the cocaine in the bowl was funny, you know, like
that might
I don't
have been
know.
the best bit.
The grabbing the crotch thing was funny too. I laughed. I was like, it was fucking funny, dude.
Sure.
I mean, would you ever put it in a movie now? Certainly not. But it was
the one
funny.
at the end where the lady was like, I need to go to Australia now. Like that bit was.
I love that because her response is so fucking perfect.
At like a Andy Warhol-esque 80s party, you know, like a super artsy.
Oh, totally, dude. Totally. I mean, it's weird. Like I watched it a little while ago, watching the rest of it again, and like when he's talking to the two hookers, Simone, and I can't remember the other one's name, but excuse me, when he's talking to them, he's really polite, and when the pimp comes up, he's really polite. You know what I mean? Which is odd because the rest of the time he's just kind of like Jungle Jim, just fucking do what I want, women, bah, you could never do that, like that kind of thing. So
Yeah. He's turning on the
I
charm
don't
for
know.
the girls,
I guess that was it. Yeah.
Because he did the same thing in the bar where, the dude called him a shithead or something or whatever. And then he's like, you shouldn't talk like that in front of a lady. So it's the same kind of punch out reasoning.
Yeah. You're right. I guess what I've had, man, now I'm really starting to like my thoughts on
You're
this.
turning.
Starting to
Let the
tag
hatred
hard.
flow
Yeah,
through you.
I am. I'm letting the hatred flow, dude. Mountain, do it. I think this nostalgia factor was so hard on this movie because I saw it in a double feature in the theater and
And
like
the
all
music,
that stuff,
like you
man.
said.
No, and the music, the music. I actually listened to the score today while I was working that because I couldn't get it out of my head. I couldn't
With the
get
vest
that.
with no shirt on.
Boom, 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 boom. When he fights the pimp.
Do it again? That was great. That was exactly.
Boom, 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 boom.
Should be in the Fat Boys.
I don't know. I think Ben is really the guy to be in the Fat
that
Boys.
beatboxing was fire.
His beatboxing is fucking tight. I heard it on the edit. I
That's
was
what
like,
I'm saying. That's what I'm
damn,
saying.
dude. I know. I was like, holy shit. Good stuff, Benny.
I don't know. I think it's just the microphone.
Okay, man.
I don't know, dude.
I still
You should have
liked it.
responded right there with a little, I can't even do it.
Yeah. No.
The biggest bummer for me here was that he actually married Kate Capshaw, and then they ended up divorced 20 years later. It's kind of like a bummer that the movie came to life and then it didn't work. It's like, oh, that's a shame.
I did listen to like a couple of little, where are they? There was like where are they now thing on Linda Kozlowski, and I was, they kind of talked about that whole thing. I mean, I don't know, like
It's their
divorced
personal
after
lives.
20
It
years,
sucks,
like
but
20 years is
Yeah,
a
sure,
long
sure.
time, dude.
It's none of my fucking business, but
No, I mean, I think it's kind of cool that they got together, man. It's kind of like okay, and then at the same time, it's
clearly
like
worked.
well, it did, and then sort of the downside of it was that like they did Crocodile Dundee 2, not so much.
I don't remember that.
Crocodile Dundee 3, not at
Definitely
all.
don't remember
And then
that
like he did Almost an Angel, which I saw more times than I should probably admit. Which I thought was kind of funny. Again, it kind of had that like Hogan charm and
What can you
that kind of thing.
tell me the premise of Almost an Angel? Because I have no idea. I want a rundown. I want a Wolverine rundown.
Somebody was saying there in the video
Wolverine
I watched
of
today. They were
recaps.
saying the reason why it tanked was what a Wolverine of recaps. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
In the video I watched today, the person was saying that they said it was the same year that Ghost came out, and it just completely like went under the radar because everybody was paying attention to Ghosts. The premise of Almost an Angel is very similar. Like the guy, he has a near-death experience and he thinks he's an angel. I remember him being like he was an angel. Like he was like a, kind of like Patrick Swayze and Ghost. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, it's
That's
like
why you watched it so many times. It's like it was Patrick Swayze adjacent, so you had to watch it a few times.
No. but it had the premise of Ghost is the premise of Almost an Angel, man. You know what I mean?
I feel like this is perilously close to the Wyatt Earp double sode, or like
No.
we're gonna do Ghost, but you're gonna talk about Almost an Angel the whole time,
In concept, I guess it could be classified as such. But I will say that So you asked me about the premise. The premise is almost the same as Ghosts. It's like the same idea.
I don't even know what the premise
I don't
of
really
Ghost
remember.
is. Dude dies and then makes pottery with his girlfriend. Like that's all I know about Ghosts.
That's it, pretty much.
Okay.
So I mean,
Terry
I don't know,
Dean
dude.
is an electronics wizard and thief.
That's it.
He's released from jail, hit by a car while saving a little girl's life. While in the hospital, he dreams that God visits him and tells him he's an angel. He'll start doing good things to make up for his past life. Not believing at first, soon becomes convinced he must be an angel, not having angel powers yet. Must use his own experience and talents to make good things happen. Okay.
The level of energy decreased through the reading of that was just
Oh no,
just
no. It was like it was like the graph. It was like the graph that just drops. You know what I mean? Like it's like that. Then a diagonal line that goes sharply downward.
I felt
They
that
call
for
that
myself.
I like it.
Yes. And
Like,
the
I'm going to
world
read this.
felt
That'll
it.
be, I really wish I didn't start reading
I
this.
felt like a deflating balloon.
There you go.
Yeah, okay.
I remember seeing that at some point.
Oh, that's
I don't
Ghost.
remember
I thought you were reading
much
Almost
about
an
it.
Angel.
No, he was.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't, like, I was just checking out.
Dude, David Allen Greer's in it.
Oh, yeah. I was just checking out IMDb, and this is like a
And
small
Charlton Heston is God.
Is he like super Aussie in it? He must be.
Dude.
He probably can't shed his.
Elias Koteas.
Elias Koteas is in
I
it.
know, I saw that too. Yes, he is. I listen, dude.
Larry
it's
Miller.
not. He doesn't turn it up to 11 like he does in this, because it's a little bit different. You know, it's
Yeah.
there, but it's not as intense.
Okay. What about Lightning Jack?
That was actually pretty good, man. It was
I
like
love
a
how you've
pretty
seen
okay
everything Paul
western.
Hogan's ever been in.
I know, I have, dude. And Cuba Gooding Jr. was like the real highlight of that movie because he didn't speak the entire time. He was a mute. And he was great. And he was doing all this really good physical comedy and shit. I mean, shit, that was like 20 years ago. I might watch it now and be like, wow, this is the
Never
nastiest
mind.
piece of shit ever.
Beverly D'Angelo.
But back
And
in
Roger
the
Daltrey.
day, back in the day, it was on heavy rotation. Hey Beastmaster's on, and I watched that
Watched the shit out
a
of
bunch
it.
of times.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like it was a western. I think it was.
I love it. This
Where
dude's
the fuck?
very 80s, man.
He's so 80s, dude. He doesn't last past 2001. That was the last.
The funniest bit that I'm sure, have seen is that this movie is being re-released in theaters in like 30 days.
Are you serious?
They're
one?
yeah. Crocodile Dundee. They did like a 4K.
Almost an Angel.
Yeah, almost, yeah. It's a double header.
Beverly D'Angelo's in Lightning Jack. Oh my God! What? Roger Daltrey.
I love it, dude. I love it. Yeah, Crocodile Dundee, the encore cut. So I was like, the encore cut? Is this like that Waterworld shit? Ulysses cut? Like they're gonna find out some crazy shit here?
Oh.
But I think it's just like a 4K remaster. But you should
This
try
guy
and
was
go
bored.
and see this in the theater again, man. You should do a double. You know what you should do is you should do the theater rental for like $200 thing and have them show your double feature. You should relive your double feature.
I'm not gonna do that.
The long pause says it all. You should have them double feature fucking Almost Touched by an Angel with this or whatever.
Almost touched myself by an angel.
Yeah.
And Crocodile
Almost
Dundee.
touched by an angel. I love it.
Okay, so
Let's remake that movie with us, and that's what we'll call it.
Yeah.
totally. God, this is a very giggly episode. I
And it'll be like,
it.
you know what you should do? It should be like we should start as like activity. You know, they do like wine and painting shit where you like go and drink Merlot and fucking paint your partner, whatever the fuck. We should do like pottery and movies, and you go and watch like a Ghost, Almost an Angel doubleheader, and you have to like spin out some fucking cups and shit. And the whole thing is in the dark theater. Someone comes up behind you at least once in your thing. It's like on the ticket. It's part of the experience. Like blows in your ear, kind of like 3D theaters that have like the smells and shit.
To make your loved one an ashtray.
Yeah, there you go. An ashtray.
Dude, speaking of ashtrays, bro, when fucking Paul Hogan flicks his ash into his hat was just I got a good chuckle out of that one, dude.
Yeah, there was some good chuckle moments, dude, for sure.
It's a chuckle fuck of a movie.
Figured it out. It's for watching your backside.
Dude, this guy's 85. He's ancient. He was born
Dude,
in 1939.
when
Christ,
he
was
fucking married,
41 when he was-
He was fucking old.
When he married Kate
was like-
Capshaw, he
he was
had a
almost 50 when he
31-year-old
made this.
kid. And he was married for 25 years before he married Kate Capshaw.
And he had 5 kids.
Yeah.
He had 5 kids, and one of them was 31.
The fucking kangaroo hunter, one of the kangaroo dudes was his son.
What? What do you mean?
I mean, exactly
Is
what
that
I
like a
said. One of the
show?
kangaroo hunter dudes in this movie was his actual son.
Like
sorry.
one of the dudes in the Jeeps
Yeah. I
Yeah.
am for my son.
hunting, poaching.
Oh, I got
no,
you,
I
man.
guess there is no such thing as poaching kangaroos.
That's true. You can go and fucking shoot the
I
shit out
like
of
when
him
my
over here.
computer fucks up and you guys sound like you're in Battlestar Galactica Vipers. It's so cool.
Turns out I
Oh,
was a
sweet.
Cylon the whole time.
No, you don't sound like a Cylon. You sound like you're talking on the
No, I am a
comm on in a Viper, dude. You gotta say, give me a This is Starbuck to Galactica actual. Go ahead, do it.
This is Starbuck to Galactic Actual. How was it? Was it good?
What do you hear, Starbuck? Nothing but the rain.
Oh,
I had-
it's so nerdy and so
I had to
good.
take
I
my
love it.
sack off for that one.
What was that? So back to the movie that we now hate.
You guys can like it. It's
I
fine.
liked it.
No, we can't.
I'm gonna get you
Hate
both
for
one of
one,
these
hate
hats
for all.
and a Kubra hat, mate.
All for hate. Wait, all for one for all for hate, hate for all. There you go.
Whoa,
That's our motto. That's
Cobra, mate.
and a
a
Kubra.
good one.
What is that, like the hat that Mick Dundee wears? Or
Yeah. I can walk
Dude.
downtown and buy you one right now. $300.
Really?
And a
Yeah,
Kubra,
don't spend that.
AQUBRA. Brah. And a
I think
Kubra.
I liked his insane collection of super cool crocodile and snakeskin vests and jackets. He
Yeah, man.
had like 3 or 4 different ones, and I loved every one of them, especially the one that he wore. It was a vest that he wore shirtless. I was like, dude, rock on.
Man, if over the next week, every time I see Crocodile Buppy, I'm gonna take photos of of like the fucking Crocodile Dundee truck that he has, his Akubra hats that are sitting there that are like older than me, like his fucking cowboy boots. Like, I'll send you some photos.
All right, do it. I thought you were gonna say that you were gonna wear shirtless one of those vests.
Yeah, no, I've got a couple.
Snakeskin vest, shirtless.
You
That's what I wanna see
wear collared t-shirts. I wear snakeskin vests. Like, come on, it's a thing.
Yes, it is. So good.
But when I wear my snakeskin vest, I also wear a black one piece with a serious butt floss going on.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Like when I go down to the watering hole, when I go down to fill my canteen. It's so fucking
Does
silly.
it? Does it?
What?
Oh my god.
And then
Yeah.
he leaps in like Jungle Jim.
Yeah. I saved myself.
Save yourself.
Yeah. I wrestled Crocs with my
Where-
Borat black one piece.
Is that like when you're like a kid and you're like playing both parts, so then you
Yeah,
run
yeah,
over
yeah,
and pretend to
yeah,
be the other
yeah.
person? So then you like run, then you like take off the canteen, you run into the woods, and then you change clothes, and then you pretend
yeah,
to
and
be
I come back
Crocodile
and save myself.
Dundee.
Yeah.
Run along the log,
I didn't have any
jump
friends.
off.
I played both sides of that.
Oh, totally. I love it. Nice. Super nerdy, super awesome.
Yeah.
Right here in EBD land. I love it. All right. So
Go
what else
back.
about this? What?
Onesie butt floss.
Yeah, you can imagine me showing my fabulous cleavage.
With or without a python vest.
That's what I'm saying. I have to wear both. When I have my Python vest on, I also have my onesie
And
think,
the Cobra hat.
and an Akubra hat
Yeah,
I
and
just had a
boots.
vision of
And
me and Ben.
boots.
and boots.
Me and Ben traipsing through the woods, and then we come upon
Seeing me reenact it.
in the thong one piece by the little lagoon there.
Yeah.
Hey dudes.
Hey guys, what are you doing? Just cosplaying Crocodile Dundee in the woods. What are you doing?
Just passing through. Oh shit, that's funny.
Do you think if you wore like an Akubra hat, had the big knife, the necklace with the teeth, the boots, the vest, and a butt crack black onesie, and you wore it to like a Comic-Con, anyone would get the reference, or everyone would just be like, what the fuck, man? I feel like somebody would get it.
I think that would be an extremely deep cut, even for a group of nerds like that. But somebody might get it.
I mean, I think people would still be confused, but I'm sure plenty of them would be like, they'd be like, I don't know, Crocodile Dundee? You'd be like, yeah.
Like, yeah, man, of course.
Okay.
Canteen scene? Come on.
They'd hit you because it's not nerdy enough.
Yeah,
I am the Crocodile Dundee canteen scene, and I'm playing both parts.
Yeah. I think Adam Savage would like come walking over in a Chewbacca costume. He would get it, but everybody else would probably be confused.
Yeah,
He'd probably think it was hilarious.
Yeah, he would.
Probably would.
If you explained it to him.
If you explain, yeah, you'd have to over-explain it.
He's probably the only person you would not need to explain it to.
Yeah. He'd be like, oh, Crocodile Dundee scene, both parts. Got it. Nice.
No, he'd be like, it would be different. He'd be like,
noise.
he'd be having a conversation with somebody else, and he'd mention it really matter of factly. Like he'd be talking to somebody. He'd be like for instance, like that guy over there who's clearly playing both parts of the Crocodile Dundee cosplay.
Canteen scene.
That's the kind of guy we're talking about.
And we do a collab where he like helps me because sometimes they'll have like the mannequins that he dresses up in his costume so the costumes don't deteriorate. I want there to be like a mannequin with a butt floss onesie on with a rattlesnake vest. I think that'd be great.
Butt floss onesie on with a rattlesnake vest.
There's something there.
There is something there. I'll tell you what.
Butt floss onesie.
Maybe if you had to bring the crocodile
with a rattlesnake vest.
That was a choice to wear that.
Yeah, that's a very strange choice. Like who, honestly,
like
that's kind of what I'm driving at here. Is like who packs that? What journalist packs that to go on a walkabout? Like
the one that's not going to take it laying down when you call her a Sheila, man. That's who.
That's it.
Right.
That was it. She was like, that's it. I'm putting on the butt floss.
That's it. Putting on
Don't objectify me.
I'll show you.
Don't objectify me. Wait, I'll put my butt floss on. Me.
Call me a Sheila. That's it. I'm putting.
To be fair, man,
on.
Yeah. She's pretty gorgeous. I find it so interesting now watching these types of movies, these 80 movies when I'm older, because I watched this movie when I was like 10 or 11 or 12, and you'd be like, wow, she's beautiful. Like as like a preteen or a teenager, but she's like 28, like 28 seems so young to me now.
It does.
Not young to fucking Paul Hogan, who was like fucking 60 in this movie, but.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Nothing. Nothing at all. I am 100%
watching season 1 of Animaniacs. What are you guys doing?
I am 100% fully engaged in this.
Dude, Yakko is hilarious.
I'm gonna do the rest of the show like this.
Okay.
Then you won't know
Yakko
what I'm
Smirnoff? What?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Yakko Smirnoff, dude?
What is it? Wacko World song.
In Russia, we have a Russian Express card. It says, "Don't leave home."
I want you to do the Nations of the World Animaniacs song instead of the outro.
Animaniacs kind of came at a time when I was not into.
Dude, Animaniacs is so fucking good.
It missed me. I was like too old for it or something, man. I didn't. And I've heard nothing but like great things from people that love it in that like cultish kind of way. And I just don't. I never got into it.
All right. Well, I'll put Nations of the World as the outro track on this one, and you can enjoy it.
Nobody's.
Did you hear
fault.
Did you happen to hear the Bustin' song I put at the end of the Ghostbusters? The fucking Neil Cicierega crazy YouTube version. You should listen to that.
Did you add it after I sent it back to you?
Yeah. I chucked it at the end.
Oh, that's why. Because I never listened to the episodes. In fact, I'm still on last October.
You're still on episode 4.
I'm on October 23.
Yes.
Oh my God. So bad. Okay.
Anyways, Reginald Vell Johnson.
That's not where we were.
Yo, Mark Bloom, the douchey seersucker douche nozzle. Was he in anything else that
he's
we know, or was this what we know him from?
I think this is what I know him
Yeah,
from. But
I don't know. He seems so
right?
recognizable to me, but
Because I was like, oh yeah, that's him. Like, yeah, it's like that's Mark. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh yeah, he's from all those movies. And it's like, and then I'm like, wait a second.
it's like, no, he
I
isn't.
don't know if he is. I think he's not. I think
it's
he's
this.
just from this. Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Right?
He's punchable. The only thing that would make him more punchable is if he was British. In the British douchey sense.
Yes, definitely. I can get on board with that 100%.
And while we're bits and bobbsing hard, because I've decided how fucking unbelievably non-believable was her fucking dad. Hey, honey. It's randomly here in charge of the newspaper. Give daddy a kiss. It's like, okay, man. I'm the richest guy around. Fucking Great Gatsby. Hey, Senator. It's like, all right, dude. I don't know.
I could not wait for the part with the butler. I have some reason that guy
really?
was like burned in my yeah, the way that he talks, like the way that he is,
Simo, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, he's so formal, dude. It's like his ass is so puckered from like 50 years of ass puckering to Daddy Warbucks there. You know what I mean?
The most believable rich guy ever.
Right? He's waiting with his guests in the lounge. It's so fucking funny. I don't know why. I always love that guy. It really made me laugh.
I love it.
Yeah, so the dad I've seen in some other stuff, but I don't know, like, I don't know what specifically. Oh shit! I know what he was in. That guy he was in Rounders. He was in a bunch of shit. It's coming back to me. Cobwebs are dissipating. Hang on.
Hang on.
Hold on. Cobwebs are going away. This is working. It's working.
He was in Pet Sematary? I don't remember him in Pet Sematary.
What? No, I don't remember that at all. Really?
Yep. The Judge and Devil's Advocate.
That's right.
Michael Lombard.
Then, that's Michael Lombard. There you go. Rounders.
Any bits and bobs?
Thomas Crown Affair.
That's not a knife. I've trained my children to anytime anyone says the word knife, because anytime anyone says the word knife, I say that's not a knife.
Do you really?
Every time. Yeah, for years. For the last 10 years.
Do you carry at least one knife with you at all times?
No, it's more metaphorical, where someone's like, hey, man, can you give me a knife? I'm like, that's not a knife. Every time the word knife is said, I say that. And now my kids say it. And I don't care.
And I don't care, man.
Nah, I don't carry a knife. I don't carry a knife around. That's just kind of weird.
No, it's not.
Well, a knife that fucking big is pretty weird.
A knife that big is weird. That's not what I said. I said a knife, not a knife exactly like Paul Hogan.
Well, you can't carry a knife and say that's not a knife unless your knife is bigger than any conceivable knife that you encounter. Like, it needs to be bigger.
Fair
Otherwise,
enough.
like, what's the fucking point, man? That's not a knife. Look at this little fucker. You can't do that.
You could.
I mean, you could, but they'd take your wallet with their fucking red Michael Jackson jacket.
With their larger, better knife, right?
I think, like, just to kind of jump back on the Ben, like, what the fuck motorcycle here, like, I think the thing that gets me about this movie is it's like, that's not a knife. Wow, look at this fucker. And then he, like, cuts his jacket up and she's like, I want to kiss you now. It's like, okay, man. Yeah. It's just so dumb.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I thought it was...
You wanted to kiss him too?
I liked it. Like, it's funny. When I was a kid, I never liked the love story part. Like, in any movie, but like in this one, I was like, oh, this is like, it's charming. It's simple. It's like, what's not to like about it? You know what I mean? Like, I in the end was like the best, dude. With Subway, like,
the Subway's pretty awesome.
So
what was the reference
so
last
good.
week? I love the Subway thing, walking on the heads thing.
The reference? I don't know. You were like, let's do a double feature like you saw, but we'll
no,
start
I cracked a joke about the Subway thing, and you liked it, and that's probably part of it.
What
was the movie we watched with Armand DeSante, where like the writer goes in with fucking the guy that got cancer from eating girls' boxes? You know what I'm talking about? Michael Douglas, and the writer. What was that movie we did?
You are so dead for not knowing his name. Holy shit!
Oh, I'm hamming it up a bit. What was the movie?
We did not do a movie that had Armand DeSante and Michael.
No, it wasn't Armand DeSante. It was Michael Douglas.
Chocolate Rain?
No, it wasn't Chocolate Rain. No, it was the one that where they go to like fucking Central America and she's a writer and they're like in the jungle and then the dude's got the sick truck.
Romancing the Stone.
Romancing the Stone.
Dude, Romancing the Stone.
Yeah, Romancing the Stone.
You're dead for that, dude. Holy shit.
I'm dead for not remembering Romancing the Stone. I feel like this is like a similar amount of what I would expect the charm of Romancing the Stone is, but I feel like Romancing the Stone is more charming, you know? Like you were saying when you were younger, you liked this and you liked it for what it was and whatever. And I feel like Romancing the Stone maybe holds up better, you know? It's the same vibe.
I mean, they both held up well, but Romancing the Stone is infinitely better than this movie. Especially now that I'm starting to hate this movie, thanks to Jared Ego. I think, I agree with you. Like, Romancing the Stone is like definitely better, but they're both. Oh wow, that's kind of mind blowing, dude. How similar these two movies are.
Yeah,
they are very similar, and both the women have this, like, they're both very accomplished. You know what I mean? They're both like capable, sultry, very sexy. Both of them very sexy. You know, like Kathleen Turner was just like.
You had to take a moment to think about it.
I was like, I was trying to figure out a good word to describe her, man. She was. No, it was. I was trying to figure out a way to describe her. She's just sort of ravaging, man, and breathless in that movie. It's great. It's really, really great. Yeah, they are very similar. Good one, Chad.
No worries.
Good one. It's mate. It's no worries, mate. That's how they say it in Australia, dude.
But farting, mate.
And don't forget about the thoughts. What are we on bits and bobs? Like, this has been like the most discombobulated mess of an episode. The knife. Like, I like his one-shot punches, man. I always appreciate that in a movie, dude. When somebody can like knock somebody in the jaw, the head, and they just go down, like, it's great. I got respect for that.
Sure. Considering it's completely fake. Yep.
I don't know if it's completely fake, but I like it. It's kind of like it reminds me of Brad Pitt in Snatch. He one-shots a bunch of dudes like that.
In the fucking pig pen or whatever. Yeah, totally.
Sure. Yeah, it's fun. I like it. I like that. Did I mention the jackets? Love the jackets.
Just on the punching thing, though, like, I like the punching the dude in the bar and then getting back to dancing. And then he's like, Donk, today's my night. Or tonight's my night. I'm feeling lucky, and is going to punch the beer off that dude's head and then just gives him a big smooch. I like that. That was funny.
I love that. And I love Donk.
Donk was pretty great. Donk reminds me of the fucking Nerds guy, man. Nerds!
Oh, really? Donald Gibb?
No, but I mean, yes. I love how you know his name.
I know. Because he's Donald Gibb, dude. I think Donk is like an Australian Donald Gibb.
That's what I'm saying.
But like slightly more hillbilly.
I don't know. Current picture of Donald Gibb.
He's Billy Hill. There you go.
Love him. But yes, jacket's cool. Her outfits were pretty fucking cool. Separated from the butt floss one.
You talking about Sue's?
Yeah. Yeah, she had that like crazy red dress at the
that
Warhol party.
Super 80s tight red dress. Yes,
yeah,
definitely. She had like excellent.
She had like that weird kind of like Audrey Hepburn-y kind of glasses-y head cover thing in the opening, and then later when she's in the fucking dinner, she's looking, and then she's like a bright red glasses. She has a very weird, iconic kind of like, I don't know, Hepburn, Jackie O shit going on mixed with the 80s shit. There was lots of style going on.
I like it though, and I like that. I mean, you're really talking about the costume design for the movie, and like, I really like it. Like, I like it a lot. I love the stuff that she wears, and I like the stuff he wears too, man. You know, it's cool.
Yeah,
and I hate it too.
And I hate it. Even Seersucker dude had some pretty sweet outfits.
Yeah, Richard. What's his name again? Mark what?
DeCascos.
That is not Mark DeCascos. Mark Blum, Newark, New Jersey. Desperately Seeking Susan, Crocodile Dundee, Presidio. I feel like there's something else large that he was in that I remember him from. Anyway, yeah, I agree. I thought the costuming was...
Oh, yes.
Yes, I thought the costuming was excellent.
The Presidio.
He was in the Presidio with Sean Connery.
Yes, that's the one where I beat up a man with my thumb.
I love how all you have to do is mention something that's like 1,000 yards adjacent to Sean Connery, and Ben wakes up.
I know, but the best bit is like Ben wakes up with a Connery, and then I immediately go back to my ethnobotanist. I'm like, dude, we should do Medicine Man next week. You know what I mean? It just immediately comes to mind.
Let's do Medicine Man next week. So, what other bits and bobs do we have? Oh boy, here we go.
Do you have any bits or bobs, Penny? Or was it just pure Palpatine-like hatred throughout?
No.
His fucking weird-ass safari truck was kind of cool. I wonder if that's in the IMDb.
Oh, I meant to look that up in the IMCDB. Yeah, the truck is a International Harvester C1300.
The International Scout was like almost identical to a Ford Bronco.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Oh, wow. Oh, dude, this is like a deep cut. If you look at this...
What?
This is the biggest fucking cul-de-sac ever. It's fucking Tow Mater from Cars, dude.
There you go.
Like, it seems like a super clear inspiration for it. Tow Mater, average intelligence.
I like Mater.
Dude, Mater's hilarious. All right, well, that was random, but I like that big old silly Waterworld fucking truck. I love it. Never safari store.
Yeah, I like it too. It's good.
So shout
Okay,
out.
other bits and bobs. Sorry about that little
Cul-de-sac.
divestiture there. Cul-de-sac. Ooh, I like that. That's my new nickname. Cul-de-sac.
Cul-de-sac. I like it.
What other bits and bobs?
That's it, man. There's people from Mad Max in this movie. The end. Would you recommend this movie? Yes, I would.
Chad's decided that he wants to go. That sounds French, actually. Cul-de-sac.
Cul-de-sac. I guess.
Sorry. What about? I got a couple of nuggets.
Let's hear.
If I can remember, if I can remember them. Somebody else go because I can't remember them.
There aren't very many. Oh, there's a few, I guess.
I didn't look in there. I got mine the old homegrown way.
They're organic, free trade nuggets. Cage-free nuggets.
Cage-free, pasture-raised, free-range nuggets. Right?
I like it.
I had a good one, and I can't remember what it was.
John Meon, the random dude with the truck. That's kind of like Dundee's side hustle, side piece. He is famous as the voice of Victoria Bitter, a very famous beer over here. Vebe. That's a nugget that no one that's outside of Australia gives a shit about.
Okay, so there you go. We do cater to people specifically, and in this case, we're catering to Australia specifically with this particular nugget.
Well, the dude used to do all the ads for VB, and then he died, and then his son did it for a while, but I guess they didn't like him because then they just used a computer-generated voice of his dad for all the ads. So he's still, like, even after death, the voice of VB.
Wow.
In a strikingly similar coincidence, I found a pair of VB sneakers, and I sent the image as a joke to a friend of the show, Sam King, and he like flipped out on them. He was so excited, so I bought him a pair and sent them to him, and he rocks them to this day.
Wow.
Baby.
Pretty damn cool.
Pretty funny.
Love it. That's cool. I can't remember my nugget.
I didn't think Foster's was actually a thing in Australia.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think I've ever seen it over here.
So why are there like Foster's signs everywhere in this movie?
I think that they were product. I bet you that they went out to Foster's and they were like, "Yo, you guys want to pay some money for this?" And they made it into the thing that it was. Like, I feel like that's this.
So it's not Australian for beer.
Definitely not. VB would be Australian for beer for a lot of people.
What's it? What does it stand for? Victoria what?
VB, Victoria Bitter.
Bitters.
Baby. It's an alright beer.
Foster's Lager. I'm going to fucking get to the bottom of this right now.
It's Australian for beer.
Australia for beer.
You fucking nailed it, man. Foster's was created by two American brothers, William and Ralph Foster, who arrived in Melbourne from New York in 1886.
Melbourne.
Brothers began brewing Foster's in November 1988. It was made available to the. So I guess it is Australia.
So it was made in 88. So like it was
but made in Australia
beer?
by two Americans.
Yeah, all right.
No. 1888, bro.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. But it's not very popular. Like it's a beer, but I couldn't tell you the last time I saw some. Like you don't see it on tap or anything.
I don't get
I
it.
don't fucking know, man.
I don't get it. I don't get why there's like Foster shit everywhere in the movie, and it's like nobody
Product
drinks it
placement,
over
dude.
there. Like,
It's pretty clever.
well, who the fuck is drinking it, dude?
It's on the bar. It's on the like in the pub scene. They're drinking.
No, like in the world, like who is drinking it? I have never seen a single person drink.
I've seen people in America drink it.
I don't know. Whatever. All right.
Whatever, man.
Whatever, Chad.
Whatever, Giga Chad.
It's never very good, but it used to be fun to get the big oil can when they had
It's
it.
very pissy. Yeah, they're big.
Yeah, right.
But if you're gonna drink a big beer, drink like an OE or something. You know, drink some fucking malt leca.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Old E, baby.
Edward 40 Hands, dude.
Go ahead.
Edward 40 Hands?
Did you ever play Edward 40 Hands? I used to play Edward 40 Hands.
No, never played it, bro. Sorry, brother. All right, go ahead. Next nugget.
The cocaine bowl, dude. You would know this, Kev. This is a Kev nugget. The cocaine bowl, dude. Barry Kivell was the doctor from Coneheads. But all I remember is the dentist scene in Coneheads. Do you remember the doctor scene in Coneheads?
No, I don't.
So that's a random one.
Hold on a second.
Hello, I'm gonna watch the movie. Hang on.
God damn it. Where the hell? What's the guy's
Hold on,
name
we're
again?
gonna watch the whole movie. Barry Kivell. Jimmy Kimmel.
Kimmel or Kibble?
Kivel. Kilo. India. Victor. Echo. Lima.
Kibble. Oh, holy shit. Got it. Yeah, I've seen that guy in a bunch of stuff too, and I don't remember what else. Anyway, deaths.
You died like a motherfucker.
Got quite a few this week. Yeah, so did you, bro. We both did.
Did I?
Yeah. So I had the what's it called? Oh yeah, Die Hard death.
I mean,
Then I
come on,
had
dude. It's
the,
almost Brucemas. Like,
I know it was terrible. And then I
Fucking
had
not
the It Never Fails to Disappoint death.
yep, that's a good one.
And then that's a really good one. Then I ejected on Hogan, and then you and I had a death together, and that was a dead that we were dead by proxy because we were just being stupid in general.
I mean, that's
Then
kind
you
of
had
my
the who's my
special talent.
yeah, but this was like special stupidity, and then you had the Michael Douglas who is that death, and then you had the
I knew it was
what
Michael
is
Douglas. I was
romance-
hamming it up. It was the Romancing the Stone. That's what I couldn't remember.
I gave you both. I gave
Fine.
you romance. What is Romancing the Stone death as well. So that's
Ham and
it. There
cheese
you have it.
sandwich
6 deaths. Ham and cheese sandwich, cheese and crackers. Recommendations. Would you recommend this movie? Yes, I would recommend this movie. I would recommend this movie, but I will also say that I will forever look at this movie with like a stink eye, like I'm looking right now. Not like so. I haven't completely turned to the dark side on it, but I'm always going to be like, oh yeah, Crocodile Dundee,
Stink guy. Come on, get
like
out of here.
that kind of thing. No, I'm not. I'm not going to get out of here. Go.
I would recommend this movie. It was fun. It was all of the things I remember. It was charming. Dundee's an asshole, but he's an 80s asshole. You know, everyone was an asshole in the 80s. Everyone was a butt pincher. There was a quote that he had about it, which I thought was, I don't know, interesting enough to share with the class, which was like, he was talking about like action heroes being very like kill the bodies oriented, you know, like the Commando-esque stuff. And he was just like, I like that there's a hero that doesn't leave a bunch of bodies at the end, which I thought was kind of interesting. But based on our conversation today of how much of like a misogynistic prick he was, it kind of like deflates that quote a bit. But it's interesting that he's trying to be a, you know, tough hero that doesn't leave bodies. I don't know. And I still like the movie. Watch it.
Yeah, go see it. It's iconic and it holds up well. It held up. It was like just like I was watching it 20 years ago.
So there you go.
And your turn.
If you saw this when you were a kid and you haven't seen it since, maybe skip it. If you've never seen it before, I don't know. If you must, sure. Yeah, there you go.
I love it. I love it.
Slab 2. What are we doing next week?
You know what next week is? It's Brucemas.
Ooh,
It's beginning
right.
to look a lot like Brucemas. So you proposed Last Man Standing, which I had never heard of. It's got Christopher fucking Walken in it.
I know.
And it's full of...
And like it's got
Christmas
Sully from
stuff.
Commando in it,
Not
dude.
really.
It's got everybody's in it.
It's got
So
everything in
good.
it except for Christmas. But it's got Bruce in it, so that
Bruce
means it's a Christmas
Dern,
movie.
William Sanderson's in it.
William Sanderson. Yeah, so that.
Still
We're doing
like
that.
cool.
Last Man Standing, 1996, action western.
Anyway, listen,
Anyway,
folks. Last Man Standing, based on Akira Kurosawa's Seventh Samurai, I think. And it's Bruce, it's goodness, it's action, it's Walter Hill. It's so fucking Walter Hill. It is so fucking Walter Hill. You're going to love it. So get excited for that. I'm excited. And I'm excited for Chad to see it.
yeah.
And thanks for joining us for this super weird Crocodile Dundee episode. But I feel like every one of our episodes has been weird lately. So I don't know. Take that as you
Welcome
will.
to the weird. It was Yohimbo.
Welcome to the weird.
Kurosawa, by the way.
Mhm. Sorry.
Yohimbo, Yojimbo.
And yeah, that's it. From all of us to all of you. So long for now, folks.
Happy Brucemas Eve.
Ta-ta.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And that's going to wrap up this week's episode, folks. If you would like to check out the show notes for this episode, you can do so in your podcast app of choice or at our website, ebd.fm/episodes/284. This is the time in the show and in the outro of the show that we would like to thank everybody for supporting us all these years. We really do appreciate it a lot. Hi, Berg. We hope you're doing well, buddy.
Love you, man.
Carl, thank you for the wonderful gift. We're going to give you a bigger shout out on the Christmas episode that we do
Hell yeah.
during the episode. But here's a quick thank you. And that's it. For anybody that would like to support us, you can actually support us with actual money. You can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/EBD podcast. You can also rate us and review us. So if you guys could rate us, if you haven't already, and we know
We know who you aren't.
and we know who you aren't. Also, if you could just tell people to check out the show, the passion of your words as you speak about our great show will come through to that person, and they'll get excited, and then they'll go listen to it. Also, if you'd like to join us on social media, please do. On Instagram @EBD Podcast. And that's it. Thanks for joining us for Crocodile Dundee. We'll see you next week for Last Man Standing. So long for now, folks.
What was he lab? 2 for Troy, he gon' 3 for Wolverine to round out the trio in this episode. Everybody dies.
Beady, beady, beady. Stop into it.
And now, the nations of the world, brought to you by Yakko Warner.
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, and Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, Costa Rica, Belize, Nicaragua, Bermuda, Bahamas, Tobago, San Juan, Paraguay, Uruguay, Suriname, and French Guiana, Barbados, and Guam. Norway and Sweden and Iceland and Finland and Germany now one piece. Switzerland, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Italy, Turkey and Greece. Poland, Romania, Scotland, Albania, Ireland, Russia, Oman. Bulgaria, Saudi Arabia, Hungary, Cyprus, Iraq and Iran. There's Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, both Yemen, Kuwait and Bahrain. The Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium and Portugal, France, England, Denmark and Spain. India, Pakistan, Burma, Afghanistan, Thailand, Nepal, and Bhutan, Cambodia, Malaysia, then Bangladesh, Asia, and China, Korea, Japan, Mongolia, Laos, and Tibet, Indonesia, the Philippine Islands, Taiwan, Sri Lanka, New Guinea, Sumatra, New Zealand, and Borneo, and Vietnam, Tunisia, Morocco, Uganda, Angola, Zimbabwe, Djibouti, Botswana, Mozambique, Zambia, Swaziland, Gambia, Guinea, Algeria, Ghana. Burundi, Lesotho, and Malawi, Togo, the Spanish Sahara is gone. Niger, Nigeria, Chad and Liberia, Egypt, Benin and Gabon, Tanzania, Somalia, Kenya and Mali, Sierra Leone and Algier, Dahomey, Namibia, Senegal, Libya, Cameroon, Congo, Zaire, Ethiopia, Guinea-Bissau, Madagascar, Rwanda, Mayor and Cayman, Hong Kong, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, Yugoslavia, Crete, Mauritania, then Transylvania, Monaco, Liechtenstein, Malta, and Palestine, Fiji, Australia, Sudan.